you think that Max Christie, tea leaves, whatever, is gone? Because to me, when that announcement came out, I was like, oh, due diligence, no problem. He'll be back. What percent are you? Like, why do you feel that way?
Yeah,
Where
I
you at
think
on that?
80-20 stays in the
Ooh,
draft. Yeah. I think he's basically gone at this point. My understanding
why?
of the
Based on
situation,
what?
his parents and the camp around him, I guess, didn't appreciate the way that the season went. I don't know if it's at least to my knowledge, never been verbalized by Max himself. Um, but this is a situation where played most minutes per game on the team, took the most shots in conference play, second most on the team behind Gabe Brown, unlimited leash, unlimited shot selection, and he had a bad season. Say what it is. Objectively, by all measurements of what we expected from him in the way that his stats came out, he had a bad season. It's okay. Go work your ass off in the offseason, come back and put yourself firmly as like a high teen pick or an early 20s at the very least in the next year's draft. Look at the guys like Jaden Ivey, Keegan Murray, Jonathan Davis, all had somewhat underwhelming, some flashes here and there freshman year, came back, and now all three of them are going to be lottery picks. Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense, but this is a situation where when you're being fed bad information by your own camp and your own family that, you're ready, I don't know how else you can change it. And it's just so surprising to me because both his parents are professionals. Every time that he gave an interview coming into Michigan State, it was that this is about the process. There's no rush about it. Just so mature. And I just wonder if just the struggles that he had impacted, him mentally or what. I have no idea. But that to me is probably the most surprising thing, just given the way that he came in, who his parents were. I don't know what they had to complain about. He wanted the ball more in his hands. They put the ball more in his hands. He didn't excel in that position. Like, to me, this is not on the staff. This decision, if he ends up staying in the draft, is a decision that he is making with his family. And if they think that's the best thing for him, I wish him all the luck, and I hope that he lands in a good spot. But if he's a guy that gets drafted, 35 to 45, he lands in the wrong organization and has to spend a year or two in the G League. That's 26, 27-year-old grown men trying to put food on the table for their family. He didn't end up making it through a 30-plus game season in the Big Ten. Like, you're going to go play with the big boys, guys that are scrapping and clawing to be able to get onto a roster for large parts of this. If you don't land in a place like, the Warriors or San Antonio, the Miami Heat, like somebody that has a great front office and also is going to be willing to be patient for 2 to 3 years, because that's how far I think away he is from being able to contribute, he can land in a situation where he potentially washes out. And to me, it's just the risk evaluation does not seem to be consistent with where I think he's going to end up landing in this draft. And when a guy makes a decision like that, to me, it's something that's not in control of the staff. They did everything possible. I thought they put kid gloves on and handled him with as much care as they could. Maybe in some instances, they asked too much of him. But what do you think the NBA is going to do? You think the NBA is going to sit back and say, don't worry about playing defense this time. You didn't hit a shot that time. It's all right. You'll hit it the next. Like, there was nothing but glowing praise about how hard he worked and how he's going to be a good player. And when a guy like that leaves the program, you think you're going to get him for 2 years because the staff really did, and I think most of the fan base did as well. That really shocks some of the core, and it's difficult. I mean, maybe he gets an evaluation where they say, like, you're 45 to 50, guys are maybe going to take a flyer on you, go back to college. So maybe he needs to hear it from somebody else, and that turns it. You go through the process, and maybe that changes it a little bit. But if he's offered a pick in the top 40, I think he's gone. So,
man, I until you said that like 10 minutes ago, I was thinking he was like 80-20 coming back. I can't believe that. I don't know what, and I'm with you on the coaching staff. They have nothing to apologize for. I mean, Christie, dude, how many like 2 for 9 shooting nights did that guy have? He looked to me like, you mentioned some guys, Ivy being one of them. He looked to me like a guy who, yes, it wasn't a great year, but this guy's clearly going to be a really good college player if he comes back one more year. I think if Cassius Winston had that much on him his freshman year, he would have had a lot of struggles too. I think a lot of guys would. He just was not that all-time freshman that's going to come in and dominate. But to me, I saw all the signs. You saw the flashes. You saw, the first game against Michigan where he carried Michigan State through that first 15 minutes. I don't know. What a mistake.